Hi folks, Simon here. Welcome to another Final Fantasy VIII video guide. Now today I'm going to be showing you how on Disc 2 you can gain access to the elusive, possibly one of the rarest items in the game, Dark Matter, which has multiple uses. For example, you can teach Dark Matter to Quistis in order to learn what is arguably her ultimate limit break, Shockwave Pulsar. Shockwave Pulsar is a fantastic limit because it does AoE damage, and on top of that, it actually breaks the damage limit. So you can do more than 999 damage. And even though my Quistis is very low level, as you're about to see here, she doesn't have any trouble with doing that huge amount of damage. 16,000, which is only about half of what that ability can actually do. So once you've powered it up, it can do about 36,000. The damage of Shockwave Pulsar is based upon your magic stat and the enemy's spirit stat. So the lower the enemy's spirit stat, the higher your magic stat, the more likely you are to really get into the high damage numbers of that ability. But that's only the first use of Dark Matter. There's other uses as well, which I'll talk about a little bit later. But for now, I'm just going to explain to you very quickly how you can actually get your hands on Dark Matter yourself. Enjoy. Now, to get a single Dark Matter, we need to refine 100 curse spikes. And I know that sounds like a lot, but if you're playing on Disc 2, then after the Battle of the Gardens, in Galbadia Garden, you can encounter the Tri-Face enemy, and you can mug them for 6 to 8 curse spikes each time, which is quite a lot. You'll very quickly max out at 100. Now, you'll need to find them in the same area where the Guardian Force boss battle was, the optional one. I'm sure you know who I'm talking about. And this is the enemy then that you need to encounter. Now, it's not a rare spawn. It's one of 2 spawns that can appear here. So there's no need to try and force manipulate the RNG or anything in order to get it to spawn. You can also incidentally draw Flare and Pain off these guys if they're quite high level. So make good use of that level up ability if you're not naturally high level. It's worth noting that I believe that if they're level 45 to 100, that's when they're going to yield 6 to 8 of the curse spikes per mug. Now, in terms of the battle setup, these guys like to inflict quite a nasty amount of status ailments in an AoE form. Not as bad as the Mulber enemies, but still not too helpful. So what I recommend is using status defense on all 3 of your party members, and guard against Confuse in particular, Bio if possible, and also Silence. But that isn't really important. What's important is Confuse. And don't forget, there's a hidden haste point here as well. If you're running around a lot, make sure you top up with haste regularly if you do not have that maxed out already. Right, so once you've mugged enough foes, you should find yourself having 100 curse spikes without too much trouble. Now, just bear in mind 100 is the cap of any item you can hold. So if you're farming for multiple Dark Matters, then it's important that you just keep an eye on how many curse spikes you're holding. Because I believe, I could be wrong, but I believe even if you reach the cap, the game will still tell you you're successfully mugging curse spikes. They just will not be added to your inventory, so you're wasting your time once that happens. So once you've got to 100, you're going to use the Siren ability Tool Refinement in order to turn those curse spikes into a single Dark Matter. Now, just something to bear in mind as well is that if you're playing the original PlayStation version or an emulated version of the PlayStation game, then this won't work unless Siren is level 100. But if you're playing the PC version or any of the remastered versions, then this is absolutely fine to do. So we'll go ahead and refine into a Dark Matter. And I'm just going to save my game at this point because there's multiple uses for Dark Matter and I want to explain them all to you. Alright then, so uses of Dark Matter. First of all, it's worth noting that if you have the ability Forbid Magic Refinement, a Doom Train ability that I do not yet have, you can actually refine Dark Matter using that ability into a whopping 100 Ultima Magics. Since how Ultima is considered to be the best magic in the game, especially for junctioning to stats such as Strength or Magic, you could make much worse decisions than refining a single Dark Matter into 100 of those. Next up, you can use the Tool Refinement ability to turn 1 Dark Matter into 1 Shaman Stone. Now, Shaman Stone have a number of uses. First of all, you can refine the Shaman Stone using the ability I do not yet have called GF Able Med Refinement ability, and that will turn the Shaman Stone into a Rosetta Stone, which will effectively be able to teach any of your Guardian Forces the ability times 4 ability. Very, very useful indeed. Now, you can also, using the Tool Refinement ability, refine the Shaman Stone that we just collected into a Love G ability. A Love G is a very nice item that actually boosts the compatibility of all of the Guardian forces with a single character by quite a large amount. However, bear in mind you will get access to a lot of Love Gs later through other card refinement, which we can't yet do. Well, we can, but we don't really want to. Right, also it's worth noting that you can use forbid medicine refinement to refine 10 Shaman Stones into a hero trial, a very, very powerful item, but 10 dark matters would be required, which is quite annoying. Right then, and finally, if I go ahead and reload here, I'll show you what I'll be using my first dark matter for. And that won't be refinement at all, of course. It will simply be teaching it to Quistis for that awesome shockwave pulsar. Now, one other thing to note as well, that dark matter can be used for, you can actually refine dark matter itself using GF-able medicine refinement once you've unlocked that later on, in order to get a luck junction scroll. Luck junction scrolls are very rare. They actually teach a Guardian Force the luck junction, which is a really nice ability to be able to junction magic to. But as I say, it's quite rare, so you might want to stock up at this point on a couple of dark matters, maybe an extra 3, just so you can teach one to each character luck junction later on if you wish to do so. Alright then folks, well I hope this video has helped you, and perhaps we can finish off just by getting one final look at that beautiful Limis ability by Quistis. Yeah, here we go. A bit of shockwave pulsar to end your day. Not too shabby at all, hey? I do love this ability. Yeah, this is one of the rare abilities in the game that can break the HP damage limit, of course. So let's see how much damage we do this time. Again, it's based on your magic stat compared with the enemy's spirit stat. 18,000 plus. Lovely. Yeah, he ain't going to be surviving that. Alright then, folks. Well, there we have it. The powerful, powerful dark magic ability. And of course, we now have the awesome limit break shockwave pulsar for Quistis, and by golly, I hope she's grateful. She best make good use of that going forward. Let me know what you think, guys. Will you be getting how many dark matters? Yeah, tell us in the comments section, or indeed how many you did get if you've completed the farm by the time you watch this. But thanks for stopping by today, folks. Yeah, have a fantastic day, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.